Okay, I want to get you guys started with just this information in tonight's call, and then we can open it up at the end for more questions. Thank you all for jumping on. I know it feels like it's been so long since we had a call, so I'm so excited to see you guys and just all the things that you're doing right now in your business. This month really is awesome. This month is so good. We haven't really had like sales yet. We had daylight nightlight release. I know that that might feel like a little bit of a challenge because you might be feeling like the product is a little pricier. Like, how can I get people started on it when maybe I'm struggling to get people started on regular daylight nightlight, whatever. So, anyways, there's a lot of things this month that we've maybe come and we have you've shifted your perspective because maybe you've here's the thing, you try the products, right, and maybe you've gotten your own results. I know Ashley shared hers today. Ashley Stilly did. And it's like it's so fun because then it like deepens your connection and drive and excitement for the product, in which is going to transfer to you sharing it with other people. So it's like if you're getting good results, you're like, they're going to want to spend the money on these products because if they're struggling with X, Y, and Z, this is exactly what they need, right? So we always want to take ourselves back to like the person we're talking to, the audience that's the women that are out there. Like we were once that woman, maybe, right? Like maybe we didn't want to spend money on stuff because we thought it was too expensive. Maybe we were intimidated by skincare. Maybe we felt intimidated by makeup. Maybe we felt like we weren't going to keep up with a skincare routine, so why would we invest in it? Because like I had a conversation with a girl today. She's ordered from me a couple times, and I actually gifted her my 5 half off items today. And what's really cool is when you gift people half off items now, you can utilize it on day and night light advanced, which is really freaking awesome because it just makes it again, it's like one of now it's like we have three really high ticket items, golden light, daylight, nightlight advanced. That is just a really great way for them to get their hands on it, right? Because the more products we get in people's hands, the deeper connection and excitement they have for the product, in which just continues to flow into our business and for sales, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But I got off on a tangent there. But I don't know what I was saying. But this month has just been incredible. So many of you are just, I say this every month, but it's just so fun to watch. Y'all are spreading fire. Y'all are doing it. You're showing up. You're surprising yourself, which we all do at times, right? And what's interesting, I think, about our business is that oftentimes our business rises when we aren't even expecting it. Because we've all felt this way, right? We've all felt like, what did we do, right, when we joined? Or what did we do when we had a few orders and then we thought that this pace, this like crazy pace of like orders was going to keep coming in, right? Or whatever it was that we imagined, right? And our expectations were up here. And what happened? Didn't go like we thought. Similar to Tessa Edwards had an event the other night, and I just want to share this because it's kind of funny in a not funny, but funny because we can laugh about it because that's sometimes all we can do. But she planned this incredible event. She's somewhat local to me. She's about an hour, a little over an hour from me, but I couldn't make it because my kids had ball games. And so I had told her early on, like, I can't make that work. But you can do this. Like, I know you can do this. And so she has some really awesome customers she's brought in. So one of her awesome customers decided to have this event. Well, I'm talking her through it. I'm like telling her all the things, like, just do this, this is how I do this and blah, blah, blah. And then the next day, I never heard from her that night. She called me right before the event because she was having a conflict with the link that she had set up. But the next day, I thought I never heard from her. And so I messaged her. I'm like, how'd it go? And she's like, nobody washed their face. And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? She's like, nobody wanted to wash their face. I'm like, that is hilarious because what are we here to do, right? Like, what are we here to do? But here's the thing. So it wasn't funny, but it's just like, but what's cool is she had an awesome, she just gave her host 4 half off items. So it was close to $1,000 event, right? And so what's funny is they all tried it on their hand. So she came by and she gave them like she did the stuff on their hand. Okay, I do not recommend this. But what my point is that whatever sometimes works just works, right? And we expect things to go a certain way when we do an event, but it's going to go not the way that we plan, right? But it's going to go just how it's meant to be. But it's interesting because as you continue on and you do these things and you get more comfortable with talking to people, you can, like, there's only been one time at an event when I had a girl completely resist me and not wash her face and be like, no, not doing it, not trying it, wouldn't try remotely touch anything that I had there. Why are you here? Why are you here? Like, there's no offense, but like, we're just here to try the stuff. It's not a big deal. But it's fine. Some people just whatever. But my point is that it's like you can tell, you get more comfortable with being very direct with people and saying, like, here's what we're going to do, right? It's kind of like when we go to sell them a product, right? People, hi Tessa, people need to,
Hey,
that we are going to, like, people need to know what we have to offer them. So often I think and I'll get to this more in a minute, but with closing the sale, it's all in verbiage. It's all in how we're going to present it and what we're going to do to help them. They don't know. We think they know. We think that they know exactly what they want. They know these products. They've probably already used this, and this, whatever. No, they don't. They have no idea. You're the expert, so you have to share it, right? Okay, so reverting back to the fact that we, like, can't always, our business doesn't always grow at the rate that we want it to, right? So I can absolutely promise you that it's going to grow, just not exactly at the pace that you want. So two things that I think that you guys should think about if you're feeling like I know we all doubt ourselves sometimes. We all go through, like, defeat, like, what am I doing wrong? What am I not doing enough of? Whatever, right? All these thoughts, okay? But I want you guys to think about, in your business, implementing two things that are always going to bring you success. And that's pivoting, right? Pivoting. Like Tessa pivoted. Tessa, I just shared that at your event, nobody washed their face. And I just shared that story, and how the expectation, like, we often have expectations of, like, they're going to wash their face, right? Like, but it didn't go how you expected it to go, but it still was a really great result, right? And you can just laugh about it because you're like, if you're not here to wash your face, what are you here for, right? But it still worked out, and you did the best you could with what you had. So anyway, so the first thing is pivot. And pivoting is just, I love that word. I know I've said it before probably, but I love to pivot in my life. I love to pivot in business. I love to pivot in my life. I think that when we pivot, it's basically like this underlying acceptance that we can have for ourselves of, like, I don't know. I don't have all the answers. Like, nobody has the Queen of Hearts. We're just all here doing what we can do, right? So we're going to pivot. And then the other word that I wrote down was persevere. If you are willing to pivot and persevere, you're going to succeed. And all of this is leading up to something, I promise. Um, so I want to ask you, how are you going to utilize this sale to your best, biggest potential? There's so often times we don't have a sale. We haven't been having a sale, right, recently, right? Like, we did, I know we had, like, the SPF and the bronzer or whatever. But like, when there's not a sale, sometimes it's like, ooh, I need something to spice this up. I need something to, like, someone throw me a bone here, right? So we are shooting ourselves in the foot if we're not blowing up our DMs, our sharing our content with sale and with our sales stuff. But I'm not saying, like, blast your content with only sales stuff, because not everybody cares about that. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying the interaction, the excitement, the hype, the conversations, all of that stuff, right? So how are we going to utilize it to our best, biggest potential? So sales, if you really think about sales, that's when the fence sitters jump. Okay. That's when you gain brand new clients. It's the perfect time to gain brand new clients. And we know that in order to maximize our comp plan, like right now, I'm at 5 new clients. I need 5 more in order to hit 40%. Um, I think I can do that. I'm pretty sure I can do that, but it's going to be a stretch for me to probably get 5 brand new people. But I know that I can do it if I start now and I utilize and I share and I whatever, right? Sales are when you can get in front of more people because more eyeballs are on these products when there's a sale, right? So, like, you have all these customers that have already bought from you. they're getting a message. They're not just we're not just posting in our group. This is just my personal preference on how I run this and do this. So and it works really well. So I just want to share this with you guys. But like I even have like a text messaging system that I can message a lot of my clients. Not everybody that I have is signed up for it, but I have that, right? I have my group, which I haven't posted in like 2 weeks. I'm not even kidding. But I have that. I have like whatever. I have certain ways that I can reach people. But if I just utilize the and I have my stories, of course. If I just do stories, my group, and my text messaging system, okay, those are three pretty solid ways to throw at people, right? But I can't just do those and not expect to have connection and private messages with people about the sales because guess what? It goes back to the fact that you can post all day long about the sales, but until you guide someone and help them and show them what they need, what is going to work for them, what is changed your skin, paint the freaking picture for them because people need it, you're not maximizing your sales as much. I spent most of today messaging, personally messaging everybody that I had time for, and I haven't touched probably a quarter of my clients, messaging them about the sales. Just simply what I shared with you guys today. Okay. And with that, I also sent the graphics so they can get a visual. I also sent the screenshot of the app that has, which I don't love, but it's done is better than perfect. And I don't over perfect. And I have just the list of all the breakdown of things so that they can see. Because again, that shows them and I like them to be able to see where we started with the price and where we're going to end up with it because I think that's really helpful for them to be like, oh, wow, okay, that's pretty good, right? And the other kicker and the little nugget that I like to share with them is that you will probably not see sales until Black Friday. So if you're needing anything, wanting anything, now is the time. And now I don't know that that's true. I'm not trying to feed them a line. I'm just saying the majority of the sales you won't see until Black Friday. Now, yes, I'm sure we're going to have a pop-up sale on something that I don't know about right now, but not where we take almost every skincare item that we sell and we knock it down 15%. Because y'all know who have been here a while, that doesn't happen with Crunchy. It's not something that we do very often. So this is why it's so important that we share these because it's the time when we think people see the sale. We think they saw our post. We think that they got the text message from Crunchy. We think, no, but they need you. They need you and your connection. They need you. You're the person they go to, right? For their product. You're like, it's great customer service to reach out to them personally and ask them. And I'm even kind of trying to do like a pre-order where I'm not really doing a pre-order, but I'm basically trying to pin down what do they want? Do they want something? Because I'm not going to say, here's what I don't do. I'm not saying you have until Friday to place your order. I want them to place their order Wednesday because Wednesday's the day that the sale starts. So Wednesday's the day that we need to get the order in. I don't know how things are going to sell out. I don't know if anything will, but I'm not willing to take a chance on it. So I'm going to get them to place their order Wednesday and I'm going to encourage them. I can't force them. I'm just going to encourage them to do so. Now, the cool thing is that then you do everything you can to have everything lined up for Wednesday as best you can. Okay. This is my goal. This is what I try to do. I try to have a list of people that I know want to order Wednesday. And I'm going to message them Wednesday morning and I'm going to send them my current event link. And I'm going to say, hey, like, let's get your order in. Go ahead. Here's the current event link so that then they see it and they know. Now, I have time then on Wednesday, right? To continue to share all the things with all the people that I didn't reach yet. Okay, all the new people, I'm going to share stories. I'm going to hopefully create more connections, more whatever on social, on whatever. Okay, there's so much more room then. You have all this extra time now because you've solidified orders, you've taken charge, and you've pretty much created like a pre-order list. And then now we can tie up loose ends, right? We can still go through who fell through the funnel and the cracks, like who else can, whatever the case is, right? Because we can't reach everyone in one day. We can't like do that physically as one human most of the time. So don't put so much pressure on yourself. I'm just saying that to start now, I feel as though you can really make a ton of headway with the people that every single person that you've ever had a conversation with about Crunchy should be getting a message. And if you have a downline, I would encourage you to reach out to them and let them know that, like, because they might not, some of our downline, right? Like, they're not super, super plugged in. So, do they know about the sale? Maybe they want to take advantage of it. Maybe they have a friend or a mom or a sister or whatever that would want to take advantage of it, right? And so, I think it's important to help them too. The sales get most people to jump. If they're about to jump or if they've thought about jumping, a sale is the time to get that done. Okay. So I encourage you guys to really just level up with your like connections and with your just sharing and have so much fun with it. Like it's like I said, it's so much fun to have a sale because we actually feel like we can really offer someone something and they're getting a discount. They're getting something really awesome for a lower price. Um all right, so let's kind of briefly talk about verbiage. So I think verbiage is just so important because if we are not, and again, don't like think, and I'll answer you guys' questions here in just a minute. Don't like overthink it. But I do think that when you're very direct and you're like really excited, and y'all know my style is just to be very direct and to the point, but also just like, super excited about what I'm doing and what I can offer them. But when we go into it like, hey, hey, I just wanted to reach out. Crunchy's having a sale, Wednesday, and here's what's on sale. I know we've talked before. I thought now might be a good time. Or maybe they're already a client, but you think that they might want to stock up, say that, right? Like we have to paint the picture for them because they don't always know. And when again, when we tell them that we don't know that there's going to be another sale until Black Friday, that helps them too to know that like, okay, now is June. So now I'm going to get my product and I'm going to have enough to get me through Black Friday. Um, so if you guys have more questions about verbiage, feel free to ask. I do think I saw maybe Caitlin, how do you message them without sounding pushy? Um, okay, so I messaged a girl today. I haven't done this in a while, to be really honest. I messaged a girl today that's from a town nearby me. I used to clean her teeth and I just know her. Our kids went to preschool together, and I don't think I've ever invited her. And here's what I'm just going to tell you. I'll just read what I said because I feel like it's very important to be just very direct and ask the question, but also allow them, like, also take the pressure off because, like, there's no pressure, right? Like, I just want to ask her because I've never asked her. I go, hey, I just wanted to reach out because I was curious if you had ever considered trying Crunchy products. No big deal if not, but I just wanted to ask because I thought maybe you would be interested in trying a couple things. Summer has used the products, my daughter, and they've helped her skin so much. And I didn't know if Lucy needed anything either because they're like both the same exact age. And I know good products are hard to find. There's actually a sale on Wednesday for 15% off of all the skincare, almost all the skincare. No worries though. I hope you guys are doing good. So simple. She has now this isn't just like somebody that I haven't talked to since like I cleaned her teeth years ago. This is someone who like she'll every once in a while respond to stories, but it's not usually about Crunchy. But I thought I'm just going to ask her cuz I don't know, right? People sit on the sidelines and they watch and they watch and they watch. But there's just people that like don't have the same personality as us. Maybe you are fast to jump on something, or maybe like if you see something, like if this is me, if I see something I like, I can make a decision and I go for it. I'm not someone who struggles to make decisions very, very often. That's just not me and my personality. And sometimes our personalities, we think like, oh, they're just like me. Well, they're not. They might not be. They might like actually need your help, or they might be sitting there like, oh yeah, I actually just ran out of whatever, right? You don't know until we ask. So hopefully that helps you, Caitlin. I think just like don't I when we think that if you know in your heart right now, in your hearts of hearts, that you're not pushy and you're not a pushy person, the fact that you're fearing and that you're nervous that you're pushy means that you don't want to be pushy, right? So know that you're not going to come off that way, okay? I think that we get the idea that we could be pushy because other people have put that idea into us because other people have ruined it for so many people, right? So don't fear that. Just go into it with this authentic like excitement, right? Because what if We always have to think of the other flip side. What if these products completely change their skin? What if like they heal? And a couple things that I've been saying to people is like just how healing and nourishing the products are. Like I've had two conversations with people today. They're like, my skin's super sensitive. And I'm like, these products were created for the most sensitive person in mind because they were. So people need to know that, right? And again, maybe someone's sitting on the other end and they're scared to death because they broke out with this and they broke out with that and they broke out with this. So they're all automatically thinking Crunchy falls along this in this it's the same category as everything else they've tried. But they need you to tell them different. They need you to show them different, right? And to maybe encourage them. And someone like that, I would say, what if we start with 1 to 2 products? We don't need to start with the whole entire line. Let's just start with the white facial bar, the gentle facial bar, and maybe Clairlight, or the white facial bar and daylight, or the white bar and nightlight. Like really, any of those combination would be good depending on what they're struggling with. Kind of meeting people where they are and just like helping them and guiding them because you, again, you're an expert and you know, and they just need your help. Okay, so all of this stuff that we're talking about, all of this stuff that we're doing right now together, and you guys are crushing it this month. Like I just want to reiterate that you guys are just incredible. I just continuously see the consistency piece, and I know that it feels sometimes like I'm showing up and I'm posting and I'm sharing and I'm constantly sharing and nobody like whatever. Sometimes it just feels like, but I see you, and I guarantee you, people see you. And then what's really cool is when you come out with a sale, guess what? The people you've been consistent all along, those people are going to jump. A lot of them, some of them, maybe not all of them. It's fine. It doesn't matter. We don't need them all to jump. We're just looking for a few of them to jump, right? Um okay, so all of this that we're doing together, I want to touch on this topic because I just think it's so important to think about the next 90 days of your business, and what you're doing now is going to absolutely um, matter on what your business looks like in 90 days. Because if you guys have done this for a while, or if you don't know this, whatever you do today, a lot of times doesn't show up for 30 to 60 to 90 days. Okay. The connections you make right now don't always show up right away. That's why we do this now, because when the sale comes out, that's why we send samples. That's why we do all these things and plant all these seeds so that, we do end up getting clients when there's a sale or whatever the case is. So all of this is leading into November. And I just want to touch on this because I don't feel like we've talked a ton about this. And I think it's fun. I think it's exciting that we can look, so not that we want to like just only look forward to November, but because there's a lot of great months and there's a lot of growth you guys are experiencing, and a lot of people that are going to fall into your path in the next few months as you continue, which is just so fun because you just never know who's going to fall into your path. But I want you to think about your future business, and I want you to think about November, because everything that we're doing right now with the sale, with having conversations, with sharing, with all the things is leading you to November, which I remember when I first came into this, I my upline said, Taylor Lenneback said, which you guys probably, some of you guys don't know her really. She's kind of a little bit, she's incredible, but she's just kind of going through some stuff. And so she's been a little bit unplugged. But anyway, she said, take your best month, income wise, and double it. And I'm like, okay, like, wow, that would be really incredible. And it's the truth. And it's really cool because, as you know, Crunchy doesn't really like, yeah, we have sales, but we don't really have like, sometimes we just don't have hardcore sales like other companies do. I think there's a couple reasons for that. I think that the product is of such value that when you're constantly discounting products, people are sometimes like, they don't want to pay for it, right? They don't want to pay for it when they don't get it on sale. And you're going to have people like that anyways, no matter what. But it sort of like discounts the product. Obviously it discounts it, but it really discounts it in like the value and just like kind of looking at it face value. So I think it's awesome at the same time. But what's really cool is when we get to November and they like highly discount these products, and they create bundles. And there's so many different things that they do, but they create bundles, maybe bundles that we normally don't have, and they do different things, and it's just so fun because you will have people that are like knocking down, literally, like they are knocking down, like you message them and they're like, yes, I want this and this and this, right? And that's when we really do pre-orders. But my point in telling you all this is that I'm so excited for you to get to experience that, because whether or not you realize the momentum that you're creating and the waves that you're making right now in your business, I hope you realize it and I hope you see it. And I hope you're so proud of yourself for just doing this and continuing at this, because it's not always easy. Like, it's not always easy. I've done this for 9 years, and not crunchy, but just in this space. And I don't know, it's just, it's a lot of growth and it's a lot of pivoting and it's a lot of persevering through things that you're like, oh, like this isn't super easy, right? But I promise you that as you continue this and you keep going and you keep sharing and you start to lead from the front, which y'all are doing, and you're bringing on women and they're leading from the front and you're showing them what to do, and just so many amazing things, it's going to happen and it's just going to continuously compound. So I want you to think about, even though like we're a little far from November, and I know our focus is these sales right now, but I want you to just like put it in your brain as to like, or write it down or whatever, just like a goal that you have for November. You could do an income goal, you could do a rank goal. It's kind of funny because the other day, remember in our team chat when I said something about, I don't even remember, this is bad, but I just don't remember exactly the number that I said. Remember I said we hit 50K last year, but I know we have the team to hit like 75 plus. I think I said 75. And then one of you amazing humans said, I think it was Ashley Stilley or Ashley Tazi or maybe Samantha. I can't remember which one of you said, I think we can do 100. And I'm like, you're right. Like we can absolutely, like, why not? Right. So often even I sometimes, and it's not that I'm discounting myself or any of us. It's just that it's almost like, holy shit, what if we hit, and I had this conversation with Samantha, who is so close to activist, who I'm so freaking proud of. Her and her team are just like showing up and they're crushing it, and they're so close to activist this month. And to think, just really quickly, to think that you are hitting this in a month where we haven't had sales. We haven't, we're about to have sales, right? But think of what you can do when you have like some hella sales. And this is the month. We still have so much month left. I know it's like we're nearing it, but you can do a lot in 3 to 4 days, I'm telling you. So don't sell yourself short, because it's like we all tend to sometimes do that, but and I think it's just the fact of like, oh my gosh, like this could really happen, and wow, this is really happening, right? Because when you persevere and you pivot and you continuously do that equation, you're going to get a really good result. So I'd love to know, like, if you guys want to share, you don't have to do it now, but like if you want to message me and be like, okay, for November, here's what I want to do. I would just love to know, because I think it's fun. I think it's fun to like envision things for your life and for your business and for yourself, and just like almost this I don't know, just fun thing like you can do, and you can share it and you can celebrate yourself, and it's okay if you don't reach it. Who cares? That's not the It's not just the point of like I have to reach this goal. It's just the point of like, what could I do if I open my heart and my mind to actually reaching this? And what could this do for my family and my future family and my business and my income? Yes, I love it. Yes, ambassador. Ah, it's so fun. I can't wait for you guys to experience it, because it's literally like, so how many Novembers have I had? 2. This will be my 3rd. So like they used to start, and Rachel Newton's been here longer than me. So they used to start Black Friday sales at, what was it? 5 Eastern. So it was 4 Central or something. I don't remember. So we'd have to get up at 3 o'clock or 3:30. And we'd have all these pre-orders where like you actually get like people's credit cards and you get their orders. And it sounds weird, but people are actually okay with you getting their credit card information. And there's like, this is what I did. I have these sitting still here by my desk. Okay, so this is someone's like order form. These are somewhere. If you want them, I can tell you where they are, but I don't know offhand, but these are like, I think in Sisters in Beauty, this order form. But anyways, I wrote out all these because it was so easy to just have their credit card information and then go through this and flip and flip and flip. Anyway, my point is we had to do that because we were going to sell out, because it does sell out sometimes within an hour to 2 to 3 hours. So you have to be like on your game. Um, but then they decided, I think, that they don't do those early launches anymore. They do like, I want to say they do like 8 Central. I'm sorry, like 8 Eastern and 7 Central now. So it's not as early, which is actually really nice. So I don't know what it'll be this year, but I think so. Um, make sure you end with a question so that, yep, yes, so that they can quickly and easily respond. Absolutely. I never respond with, let me know, because it's just this open ended, like floating out in nowhere land. You have to really be direct and ask them, like, is there anything you're short on? Is there anything you're running low on? Is there anything you need to replenish? Um, Something like that. Or I know, like, maybe they were wanting to try the eye cream and now it's like a really good time to buy. Like, did they want to, do you want to try it? Like, are you ready to try it? Um, oh, I love that. You got interest from a potential customer today about a social media post you did. See? And this is the other thing, like, that I've been doing that I think is just fun. Like the other day, I posted on my stories few days ago, and I did like a whole skincare quick thing. Okay. I hadn't really done that for a little bit. Like I hadn't actually intentionally shown up with a little blurb. Sorry, I'm getting background noise. And it like worked out. Like I got a few orders from it. Like even what's cool is even previous clients who have ordered from you before, like I had a gal who ordered Sunlight and that's all she ordered from me. It's somebody I met through this course that I just did. And then I posted on my stories the other day and she ordered like $260 worth of product. Had I not shown up and shared and reminded her, right? Reminded her that there's this amazing skincare routine and she has the Sunlight to it, but she doesn't have the other pieces. It's almost like missing pieces of the puzzle. When they get one or two products, then they're like, well, shoot. And then guess what? You're in their face and their feed showing up, sharing like what I Am Polished does, but they don't have it. You think they're going to want it if you're like pumped about your results with it and they already love what they're using? Yeah, they're going to want it. Um, oh my gosh, it does seem like the daylight nightlight advance was like ages ago. It does feel that way. Um, okay, 6 a.m. Eastern. Okay, so it's like 5. But then I feel like we got up at 4 because we were just like, I don't know. Yeah, and then you're on the West Coast. I don't know what to tell you there. I've told you to move. Oh my gosh. No, I don't need your help. Yes, I'm satisfied. Oh my gosh, see? Isn't that hilarious? People are so weird. Like you are just like, I know, I know. And that's the thing is like you can literally never assume ever. I don't care. Like you cannot assume that people won't because they eventually most likely will, but it's going to depend on your excitement and you're showing them and you painting the picture and like the results and all the things. And it is really fun, I will say, even though I haven't like had like a ton of people order daylight nightlight advanced, it is really fun to have like the transformations to show because it just piques interest. Like it piques interest into the quality of the products. I don't care like if they're not even going to buy that. Like the other day I shared that and I shared about Golden Light and I got I think 2 people purchasing Golden Light the other day when I shared um which I feel like I can sell Golden Light. I don't know. It's just one of my favorites and I talk about it all the time so I feel like I've been able to sell quite a bit of Golden Light. Um I love it. And it's you never know when they're going to need a change. You never know when they're going to want a change. So you just have to like keep showing up. Oh my gosh. See, Tessa, look at you crushing it. I love it. Okay, you guys. So, do you guys have anything else you want to share? Any questions or anything? If not, and feel free to unmute. I just want to like, that's really all I had for tonight, but I'm happy to stay on here and help you guys and support you in the best way. Yes, Ashley, go for it.
I have a question because I have the friend of somebody I know, like her daughter's young though. She's only 12, but she's got a ton of hormonal breakout like across her forehead. Would you do the gentle bar because she's so young or still go with the charcoal?
Can I actually respond to that?
Please.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
I actually I have an advocate who has a daughter who's a little older. I want to say she's 17 or 18, but she also has been struggling with hormonal breakouts and acne on like both of her cheeks that just has not gone away. And she just started using the Littles bar on June 4th. And my advocate just sent me a picture of her cheek from June 4th and her cheek today. It's like night and day. I normally I would recommend the charcoal bar, but sometimes I wonder if that's maybe like a little too abrasive for someone that is really struggling with acne and they just need something really gentle and cleansing. Um, I would personally recommend the Littles bar, truly based off of, I literally just got this testimonial today. Like, I would go with the Littles bar.
Yeah, she's just so young. I'm like, she's only 12. It's like, so she's just in that peak of like hormonal surges. So I'm like, I don't really want to jack up her skin by telling her she need like what I would recommend for an adult versus her. But yeah, it's like pretty prominent all across her forehead. And I was like, well, I don't know about that. Let me do some research. And I knew we were having the call tonight. So I'm like, I'll save that for the call.
I mean, I think, yeah, I mean, I think go for it with the Littles bar. I do think, I mean, I don't think the charcoal bar would hurt her, but I do agree, like it is such a detoxifying product, and it can't charcoal can be just I don't like to use this word, but I don't know how else to describe it besides it can be a bit harsh. And if you think about maybe something she's been using, like I think the thing of it is like, has her skin been nourished recently? Because she's probably using something like drying, very drying. And the end result a lot of times is just that out of balance. So I mean, I think a simple fix would be start with the Littles bar, but open the door to that mom and let them know that like, I would love to start with this, but I mean, she could incorporate Clairolight too. I mean, Summer uses like, I don't know, Summer doesn't use Golden Light and she's 12, but she's used the line like, I don't know, I think almost the whole entire time that I've used Crunchy. And her skin is just like, she never gets a pimple, knock on wood, and she's had her period for like a year. So it's not like she's not hormonal. So it's really interesting. I don't know which product it is, but my point is that she's used the entire line. She doesn't use eye cream, she doesn't use Golden Light. Um, but it's really been so beneficial and nourishing for her skin. And I think that that's a really great market for those of our age group friends, women that are amongst us that have daughters that are getting into that age bracket. It's like they don't know what to use on them, right? They're getting Cetaphil and whatever the hell it's called, Cetaphil, and what's the other one? Sephora, whatever, I don't even know what it's called.
Oh, CeraVe.
Yeah, CeraVe. They're getting those products because like that's the standard of what we've been told. And so that's what they're getting, right? Because they don't know. I'm not saying that's what they're getting, but we assume they're getting something in that ballpark and or Neutrogena or something, Biore, something at Walmart over the counter. And I think it's really helpful, especially coming from even like an ingredient standpoint and the fact that their systems are developing and reproductive and all of that, not even to mention all of that stuff. Just the fact that on a level of like it's going to nourish and heal the skin. I mean, what 12-year-old like doesn't want their skin to not be full of pimples? And just their self-confidence and all the things. So I think go with what Rachel said. That's not what I was going to say, but I love it. And I love that testimony because it's stuff like that that kind of helps us to provide better information for that, those people. So I love it. Anybody else have anything they want to say?
I have a question.
Yes.
So this Wednesday, I got invited to have a Crunchy table set up at a local clothing boutique. So one, I haven't done a Crunchy table setup in a while. And two, I feel like I always go into these with the expectation of like not selling, but networking. But I really want to try and go into this one with the intention of trying to make some sales, especially since the sale starts on Wednesday. And I really want to try and take advantage of that. but I guess I don't know if I maybe just intimidated or not really sure how to like display my setup in a way that is going to create some, do you know what I'm trying to say? Because I feel like you can't, I mean, I don't have products on site to like physically sell to these people. So I guess I'm just looking for some recommendations on how you would do the whole setup in a way that says like, hey, these products are for sale today. Like what you see on the table is not for sale, but you can still buy this stuff.
Yeah. So I've done a couple. So honestly, the main events, pop-ups, whatever you want to call them, that I've are one was in a decor like store, and then one with two times I did it in the boutique that's kind of near me. And I kind of go I kind of go into that with that attitude too, Rachel, as far as like I don't know. You just don't know. Again, I try to remove any expectations about whatever. I'm just like, I'm here, I'm doing my thing, I'm sharing, I'm open to whoever's gonna come into my path to share these products too, but I like don't know how this is exactly gonna go. Because there's a lot of variables with events that you can't control. There's a lot of and when you're at a boutique, a store, a clothing store, it's easier for people to come in and breeze through all the clothing, but when they come to your table, they're kind of like, I don't know about your table and what you got going, so I don't know if I'm going to stop there. Right? There's so many variables, right, with women and coming into this. So I think don't overthink it. I'm very simplistic when it comes to like most things, and when it comes to a table of crunchy, I'm just going to have my stuff displayed. I'm not going to like I'm going to have my business cards. I might have some chunks of the bars to give them. I'm going to try to get them added to my group maybe. Um whatever, but I'm not the best person to probably ask, but I also think that it's not going to matter what you necessarily have on display. It's going to matter, you're just smart, it's going to matter who walks in the door. I really think so, because you're probably going to try to have a conversation with them and get them to maybe sample something, right? And some people are going to come by, they're going to be like, hey, what you got going here? And then so I don't know. I don't really have the best advice, but I think just be like open to like just sharing, and you're good at talking to people. So I mean, you're going to like you're good at starting conversation and stuff. Does the lady something that is helpful is does the lady that runs the boutique or whoever's going to be there, do they know the products at all?
So I actually got invited, but long story short, one of my friends, were in a women's networking group together. She won this raffle at this like parents prom night out thing. And what she won was the opportunity to have like a shopping spree kind of night at this clothing boutique. But instead, what she's doing is she runs a professional organizing business. So what she's doing is she took what she won and she turned it into a business opportunity. And she's like marketing her organizing business, and she's telling people like, hey, bring at least five clothing items you want to donate and you can get $50 off of my services. And then she just asked me like, hey, do you want to have a table at my event? I think this would be like such a great opportunity for you. So the owner of the clothing boutique, to my knowledge, is not she knows I'm coming, but to my knowledge she's not familiar with Crunchy.
Okay, not that that's a make or break. I just was thinking about the boutique I did it at, my best friend works at, and it was like so nice because like she loves the product, so she's like my hype girl. She doesn't sell it, but she was like all about.
Yeah. Well, I could have this girl be my hype. I mean, I could have this girl be my hype girl because she is a customer of mine and she loves the products.
There you go. So that's what I'm saying. That's really helpful, I think, in her like even saying like, "Hey, did you check out the Crunchy products? I've used these products." Like just a simple thing like that. Like just asking her, would you kind of sort of
Yeah.
steer people in my direction in a way if you can? Like I think most people would be like, "Sure," especially when she's already there. Like she has not,
Yeah.
that's what I would do, because I
Um,
think when you that way you don't feel like you're on an island by yourself trying to reel all these people in. You have somebody else that's like help.
yeah.
and someone else who's used the products, that's helpful.
Yeah. And I guess speaking of products, my last question would be, do like when you've done events like this, do you literally bring all the products to display, or what would you like pick and choose to bring? Because I feel like sometimes putting all the products on the table can be really overwhelming, and like not everyone needs all the things. um but I don't want to not have enough to show people we have all the things.
Yeah. I would bring everything that we have in stock. I would leave everything that's not in stock.
Okay.
And that's what I do because I don't even want to show it to them. If I don't have it and I can't sell it to them, I don't want to show it to them. So I would bring everything that we have in stock that you have, and I would bring it there. Because if you, in the grand scheme of things, really with our products, like, yes, we have a lot and it can be, I guess, hard for them to choose. But at the end of the day, we really don't have a ton. If you think about compared to, I think, like,
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's not as much as like Beauty Counter and those other companies that have like 20 billion
yeah.
foundation shades and like 5 different skincare lines.
And you get the
So
person,
I
you
just
get
did
one of those
my
people who like wants to try it all. And every once in a while you get the person that's like, put bronzer on me. Let's try the blush. I want to try the highlight. Like they're literally trying all the things. Then you're like glad. So there are those people too that want to try it all, and then you have it there for them to try. So I would take just everything that we have that's in stock.
Okay.
so
Yeah.
I just did my boutique event,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I was not sure whether I was going to bring everything or not. And I'm kind of glad I did, because every single person kind of gravitated towards something else. Like, I'm not a fan of the highlighter, but I had one person go straight to the highlighter. I just don't use it. It's not that I'm not a fan of it, but she went to the highlighter, and somebody else go to the blush, and somebody else go to the skincare. So like, even things that
Yeah.
like I don't talk about a lot, they just naturally gravitated to, and I got sales from it.
I love that.
Yeah. I guess that's, you never know, like, you never know what people are going to gravitate towards. So that's really good advice. Like, you may not use the highlighter, but that doesn't mean you still can't sell it because somebody else might need it. So I'll just bring all the things.
Do it. I love
And
it.
I still have a fuck ton of foundation sample cards. So I'm going to like try and get rid of those because really, like, I have too many of them.
Yeah, you might as well use those. I would still use those actually if I had them, but I used all mine up. So, I mean, they were an okay tool. They really were. And the QR codes, I like the advice on the QR codes. I don't really know much about those. Lisa Davis does those. I don't know. Rachel, you might like have used those, but it looks like maybe Kayla, you've had used it, and Ashley maybe. I don't know. I know nothing. And maybe Samantha, maybe.
I've made them. I just didn't think about it. Like, thank you for reminding me of the QR codes. They're really easy to make in Canva. I didn't even think of it.
We had one on our table that had the QR code for shopping, and it said right on it, shop now, and then $10 off 50 for new customers.
I love that.
So I gravitated everybody right towards it. And then I stood there with the tablet too. That way, if they wanted to place an order right then and there, I was ready to go.
I love that. I should do an event with you. Where do you live?
Ohio.
Damn it.
That's
I have
fun.
a question about some of the out of stock products. Like, I know that was like an issue, like when I first started, was like we were out of the nightlight, we were out of a whole bunch like 2.0 and the highlighter and the blushes and all the lip glosses. And now I feel like we're out of like so many shades of foundation. And I don't have that many people in some of these darker shades, but you'd be surprised how many people I have for summer who are looking for like 4.0 and the Shadow One. I have people who've been waiting for Shadow One since I started, which was like in January.
I know.
How are we going to navigate this if we like, my question is more or less like, I was hoping as like the year was going to progress, this was going to be less of an issue. And I feel like we close one chapter and we go right into another one.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything?
Honestly, as far as I know, so when volume number 1 went out, eyeshadow palette, they had said that it was, I swore they said July. I'm almost 100% certain they said July. I have not heard an update on that. So I don't know. I'm hopeful that it will be back in July. Maybe it's a retreat announcement. I don't know. But I think that so many people are looking for that. I actually had Jody Oglesby, she's a fellow elite leader. She had an extra one that I had, and I had a customer that really wanted one. And so I asked around, and she had some of these OG crunchy women have like some stashed stuff that they really need to part with, because I'm like, y'all cannot possibly be using all this. But so if you ever run into a pickle, I'm just saying, and you have someone that wants something, ask around, because I always can ask in the elite thread, and a lot of times they'll be like, yeah, I have like an old shade of lip gloss, but that's beside the point. But anyway, I don't know. My honest answer is I don't know. I even went to sell someone the L20 concealer today, and I actually kind of completely forgot we're out of L20, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't think it will be terribly long. I really don't. I feel like they've gotten a pretty good hold. I know it might not seem like it, but I really truly think that they have a pretty good hold on things, and it's moving in a much better direction as far as the supply things and the challenges that they were facing. I really am very hopeful. Um, but anything currently, I can't speak for. I don't know. I haven't heard. And like even last time, like I must have missed an update. Remember when like 1.0 sold out again? I was like, but I don't always watch I'm not like watching every little thing that's going on. So I don't know. I might have missed the update, but I completely missed that we were low in stock in 1.0, which I literally have like maybe 2 1.0 customers. So it doesn't affect me much, but I know it affects a lot of people. Um, I just don't know. I'm sorry. But I do think that like I really do think that it shouldn't be nothing should be ever again sold out as long as eyeshadow palette number 1 has been sold out. Like this is absurd. I really don't know the holdup. I have no idea, but there's no reason why it should be sold out that long. And I would think with blush came back, and highlighter came back, and whatever else we've been out of came back. I would think that the palette number 1 should be, I'm hopeful that it's July, like they originally said. But 4.0, I don't know. So
Yeah, just the foundations, it just said later in the year, which I was like, that's pretty vague. Like,
that is
I
big.
don't
That is
even
very
know
big. Yeah.
what to.
Yeah. And I don't know too if it's like it's one of those things too where, and I don't know all of the logistics, but it's almost like I understand on their end too, because they're trying to cover their behind and not be like, because I think that they've thought things were going to come back and then they didn't, and then they're over promising, and then it's like they have a bunch of advocates that are very upset. So I wonder if that's why they kind of create that vague, because then it's like it's an awesome surprise then when it's back and they're like, hey, 4.0 is restocked, and we're like, whoa, we had no idea it was going to be this close. And so hopefully it's one of those things where it's really not like November or October, like it kind of makes it sound like. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, I had let a lot of that bother me. I remember when like there was things sold out, it was kind of like, man, like I'm missing out on sales because like this stuff sold out. But I always have to revert back to the fact that we have really incredible products, so many to share, so many to share. And at the end of the day, even though I love volume 1 eyeshadow palette, it's not like flying off the shelves for me. It's never, I mean, yes, it's been an interest. People love it. It's the most popular one. We need it. We really do. But that's not the number 1 product I'm selling on the daily. It's primer, foundation, and the like skincare staples. That's what most people want. I know you're going to have people that are like, they want a mascara or they want a lip gloss, and they'll be like, when's date night coming back? And I'm like, I don't know. But like the lip oils are coming back, and or the lip whatever are coming back, and so that's going to be helpful too, I think. And by the way, I meant to tell you guys, I actually got mine today in the mail. For some reason it was super delayed with my order, and they are nice. They're so I didn't realize, I guess, how sticky the previous formula was. I think just because I'm used to it and I use Marvelous, it's like my staple. I use it every single day. I have one in my car. I have one in my purse. I have one in my bathroom. It's my very favorite lip gloss that they ever came out with. And that shade, And this, so I tried the transparency peppermint today, and it's like so smooth, so like, I don't know. It's amazing. I'm really happy with it. I use a night serum from Fit Glow Beauty every single night, and it's like a clear lip gloss, but it smells like Cabbage Patch Dolls. Like I had a thing for the smell of Cabbage Patch Dolls when I was little. It smelled so good. That's what this smells like. Anyway, it's my favorite, and it reminded me of there's a fun fact about me, a childhood memory. Um, it reminded me of the feeling of how smooth it is. I would show you if it was down here, but it really doesn't matter because you really probably can't tell a difference by looking at it. So anyways, I'm excited for you guys to experience those. And it's cool that we're kind of like marketing them as a lip oil, and we're adding beeswax, which is just helping with the performance. And I'm hopeful that it's going to help with like it exploding everywhere like those lip glosses tend to do. I haven't tried. Yes, the pigment looks the exact same. So I got the mulberry mint and the transparency because that's what they launched now, or that's what they're launching now. So I got those. The pigment looked the exact same, but I didn't actually try it on my lips. But in the tube, it looks just like, it looks no different than our previous one. I'll show you guys. I'll try to show you guys like a demo of it on my. Are you guys? This is a dumb question, but I don't know. Are you guys able to order it yet? The lip gloss, the lip oils, or no? Advocates can't order it yet.
I don't think so.
That's dumb. Okay, so I wonder if I need to look, and I should know this, but I just don't. I should look to see. I don't know if advocates are able to get it Wednesday. I know it's this week. Does it launch to the public this week, or is it just for advocates? I can't remember. So I need to look at that. Okay, Wednesday. Yes. Okay, that's what I thought. So that's good. So I don't know. I like the consistency. I think you guys are going to really like it, and I think people are going to really like it too. And I hope again it helps with the performance. I know, but is that just me, or was that like a really good smell? Because I love to.
No, it's a real thing.
Okay, thank you. Because I love
It's a real thing.
I love to sniff my Cabbage Patch, and you know that wasn't a synthetic fragrance, right? That had to be like from a natural source. It's almost like a mixture of like powder and vanilla, like baby powder and vanilla. If they had a love child, I don't know. Anyway, y'all need to check out Fit Glow Beauty lip serum, night serum. Just saying. Okay. All right. I'll let you guys go if nobody else has anything. I'm so sorry this went a little bit more over, but we haven't had a call for a while, so this was so fun. This was so good. I'm so excited. If you guys have any more questions, let's just chat in the messenger. Thank you all for being here, and I'm so excited. Let's just keep chatting about any challenges we face with the sale or just anything, and let's celebrate each other, because I know we're going to have some really awesome success this month. So woo, so excited. I love you guys. All right, I'll see you later. Bye.